Hey, you want to see something really scary?
You bet.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, this is really, really scary now.
Hello, internet fans. It's your old pal Rottin Roger DeMarco here from RepulsiveReviews.com. This video, I'm going to talk about my top 5 anthology films. There's nothing better than a good anthology horror film. Unfortunately, some of them just don't deliver. The best part of them is that they can be a mixed bag, giving multiple directors a medium to show and prove that they don't always need a feature-length film to achieve a good scare. More and more anthology films have been popping up over the last few years, making the format popular again. I sat down and made a list of my top 5 anthology horror films. Number 5, VHS. This is an interesting take on the format because it combines two subgenres with the found footage and the anthology. I really like the Amateur Night Story, which went on to get its own film, Siren, which I have yet to see. Second Honeymoon is a pretty fun little story of a couple on vacation being tormented by a nightly visitor. Tuesday the 17th is an incredibly innovative short with an invisible killer who only shows up in camera. This is a very clever take on the slasher subgenre, which could be explored in a full-length feature film. The Sick Thing That Happened to Emily When She Was Younger is a solid entry in the film, but it's probably my least favorite of them all. Emily is haunted by ghostly visions and is made to believe that she's schizophrenic. 10/31/98 ends the movie on a high note with a group of friends tracking down a Halloween party. When they arrive, it's something much worse, which is an incredibly entertaining finale and one of the main reasons that this film ends up on my list. Number 4, Tales from the Hood. This is a fantastically dark film with a wicked sense of humor. I love the idea of an anthology filled with social commentary. It somehow makes the scares feel even more important. When a group of thugs shows up at a Sims funeral home to score some drugs, they get more than they bargained for, and the shit really hits the fan. Mr. Sims tells wicked tales, each more disturbing than the last, leading up to a finale that truly delivers. Rogue Cop Revelation is a story of an ex-cop who is tormented by the spirit of a man he failed to protect when he was on the police force. This is the perfect way to start the film because it sets the tone and lets us know that we are in trouble. Boys Do Get Bruised is an important entry which shows the horrors of the monsters who live in our own homes, a truly disturbing entry which isn't afraid to cross any lines. KKK Comeuppance is probably the most memorable from the film, with the killer dolls inhabited by the souls of the slaves who seek revenge. Some truly nightmare-inducing imagery combined with the subtle dark humor make this entry stand out. Hardcore Convert is probably the most visceral of the stories. Crazy K refuses to be reformed, despite all of the opportunities. This is a hyper-violent story which brings the whole movie full circle, and I couldn't leave this film off of my list. Number 3, Tales from the Dark Side. A film based off of the TV series of the same name. Tales from the Dark Side was always a staple in my childhood, and the movie is no different. Lot 249 is the story of a college student who has the deck stacked against him. He uses his intellect, as well as an ancient mummy, to exact revenge. Cat from Hell is the best entry in this film, about a rich old man who hires a hitman to take out a feline foe. With such a ridiculous premise, one would not expect this short to be as entertaining as it is, and they would be dead wrong. Lover's Vow is about a man who is attacked by a monster. He makes a promise to never speak of it again. If he chooses to break the silence, the monster will return and kill him. Terrific creature effects and a gripping story make this very worthwhile entry, even if the tone shifts a bit with the final story. The movie as a whole is incredibly fun and deserved to claw its way onto my list. Tales of Halloween. This is the most recent film to climb onto my list, and with good reason. 10 different stories by 10 different directors, all done with a tongue-in-cheek, hilarious sense of style. The stories include Sweet Tooth, The Night Billy Raised Hell, Trick, The Weak and the Wicked, Grim Grinning Ghost, This Means War, which is my personal favorite, Friday the 31st, The Ransom of Rusty Rex, and Bad Seed. This movie is so much fun that it was impossible not to have on my list. especially this high on my list. I really recommend checking it out. It is an amazing movie, worth your time, and that's why it got so close to being number one. Definitely check it out. And number one, Creepshow, the granddaddy of them all, the powerhouses of horror, George Romero and Stephen King unite to bring us a love letter to EC Comics, equal parts style, humor, and horror. This sets the precedent for all anthology films. Like the tagline suggests, this is the most fun you'll ever have being scared. Each story delivers the goods and never disappoints. Father's Day is about a wrongful death being avenged in the most wickedly hilarious way possible. The Lonesome Death of Jordy Verrill stars Stephen King as a numbskull who unwittingly releases an alien toxin, causing plant life to grow everywhere, including on himself. Something to Tide You Over is a classic lover, scorned / revenge tale with a twist in true EC Comics fashion. The Crate is a vicious little story about the contents of a crate found tucked away in a university. A classic monster and amazingly well done gore elevates this story to the stratosphere. Last but not least, they're creeping up on you, one guaranteed to make your skin crawl. A germaphobe is under attack by legions of cockroaches, and no amount of disinfectant can keep him safe. There you have it, my top 5 anthology horror films. Do you agree with the list? Are there films that I missed that deserve to climb to the top 5? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss any future content. Well, I gotta go, because after all, there's a lot of movies out there, and somebody's gotta watch them. So why not me, right?